So basically, there was two children. Their names was Romulus and Remus. They were twins. They were born. Now, some of the information that I give you, I'm not gonna get it 100% correct because again, I did this research long, long time ago, and I wrote a whole bunch of shit down. I do not have my notes nowhere near me, but if I give it all to you, that kind of defeats the purpose of what I want you to do anyway, which is I want you to go and look for yourself. Fact check my ass. Don't take everything I say to be 100% true. Fact check me. If you're interested in it, go look this shit up yourself, okay? Because that's what I did. So again, let's get back to the story. Romulus and Remus. Now they were born in this village. Now, from what I remember, the king of this village was not very happy with Romulus and Remus being born. He shunned their mama. I believe their mama was his daughter. I believe. And Romulus and Remus were basically able to be kings one day. And he didn't want that. He wanted the village to be ruled under him forever, right? So he told his daughter, look, you shunned and you need to kill these kids. Okay? You need to go ahead and kill them kids. We ain't finna have none of that going on around here. So their mama took them and she was so sad. She didn't want to kill her children now. But she took them and she saw this river. Now I can't remember the name of the river, but she saw a river, child. She saw a river. And she took her babies. She placed them in a basket and she sent them on in this river. She didn't kill them. She just sent them on off. Now, there was this wolf, and I want to say it was like a wolf, like a woman wolf type of thing situation. There was this wolf, and it was hungry as hell. It was looking for food. It couldn't find none. It just so happened to go down to this river one day, decided to go get it a little drink, and noticed that there was a basket hanging on a branch. Went over to the basket. It was some churn up in that basket, child. It was some churn up in that basket. Now, knowing Lupercalia, her being a hungry ass wolf, she could have ate them little shits. She could have ate them, but she didn't. She took them back to her little cave, and she went ahead and she fed them, and she got them all right, and made sure they was good and everything like that. Now, there was a shepherd and his wife. They could not have children. Okay, they wanted to have children. They could not have children. One day, the shepherd went out. He was doing his little thing, happened up on this cave with the Lupercalia in there, and he seen the kids. Now, I'm not 100% on whether or not they killed her, the Lupercalia or whatever, to get the churn, or if she just gave them to him. I can't remember that part 100%. But anyway, they got the kids. He ended up taking the kids back to his wife. She was so excited we got churn. And they raised these kids. Now, as these kids got older, they looking at themselves. I don't look like y'all. Who is y'all? The shepherd and his wife decided to let them know that, hey, you're not our birth children. We found y'all. This is where we found y'all. Now, this is why I say I can't remember if whether or not they killed the Lupercalia or not, because I feel like when I was reading up on this, after they found out that they were saved by the Lupercalia, they went back to the cave and, gave their respects to Lupercalia, right? Then they realized, okay, if the shepherd and his wife got us and found us at this cave, and they're far, far, they live far, far away from this cave, there has to be another village or town or something where we came from. So they went on ahead and found a little village. They was walking, child. They was walking. They found a little village, and everybody was shocked as hell. They was like, "Oh my God, it's Romulus and Remus. Them niggas supposed to be dead," but they wasn't dead. And they basically found out the truth of what happened. That their mom was shunned. Their mom was not dead. Their mom was shunned. The king ordered that they be killed by matter of fact, it might have not even been their damn mama. I don't even think their mama was the one. I think it was a servant of the damn king who actually took the kids. The servant took the kids. So I don't think their mama was shunned. But she was pissed off. She was sad. She was sad that that happened to her kids. So they found out what happened. You know what I'm saying? They was pissed. They was highly perturbed. And they decided, funk that. We finna get this. We finna ride on him. So they found the king. They kill him. You know what I'm saying? They kill him. And basically, what they decided to do is they decided to create a ritual, if you will. Now, after they killed the king, because they are still alive, they are now kings themselves. They are now over the village. The villagers are in love with them. Okay, they are over the village. They are taking care of their people, and they noticed that ever since their departure from the village, nothing has prospered in this village. Women are not really getting pregnant like that. And if they are getting pregnant, the kids are not living very long because they don't really have food like that. The universe is not providing the rain for them, for their crops, the things that they're trying to grow. People are dying off. It's just all bad up in this village, child. It's all bad. But they decided, you know what? We are going to give thanks. This is what we're going to do. We're going to start a ritual practice. And we are going to give thanks to the Lupercalia for taking us in, not eating us, taking us in, making sure we was good. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give thanks to Lupercalia. And with us giving thanks to Lupercalia, I promise you, if we all do it collectively as a group, the universe is going to shine down on us. It's going to give us something good. So basically what they did was every February 14th now, every February 14th, they sacrificed, I believe it was a goat. I believe it was a goat. They sacrifice a goat. They take the goat. They hang the goat upside down. They put a bucket up underneath the goat. They drain all this blood from this goat. Once all the blood is drained from the goat, they take the goat's hide. They cut the goat's hide into thin strips. This is where we get that word thong from, because thin strips was called thongs. They take the goat's hide, cut it into thin strips. Then they take the hide that they cut, they dip it into the blood. All the women of the village come around, because this the men's is doing this. The men's is doing it. The men's dip the hide into the blood. The women come around. Everybody's naked. Okay, this is a day for them to be naked. Everybody is naked. The women are being whipped by the men with the hide that is dipped in blood. This is supposed to ensure that they remain fertile and that they give birth and that it's a prosperous thing. They also take the hide, dip it in the blood, fling that all over their crops. Okay, this is to give thanks. This is to say we're sacrificing this goat in order to have a prosperous growing season, in order for us to have some food to feed ourselves, to feed our kids. And let me tell you now, once they did this, when I tell you everything turned around for them folks, everything turned around, child. Everybody was getting pregnant. They was having all these little Scorpios. They was able to work in the fields, get their crops together. They was able to eat. I mean, it just changed completely. And ever since then, that is what they did. Once they did it that one time and they saw that work, they was like, we can't stop this shit. We can't quit this right here because this is good for us. So they continued the tradition for years and years and years, and that's what they did. Now, somebody somewhere decided to bring their ass over, and I ain't going to say his name, but you know his name started with a V, and that's why you celebrate this day the way you celebrate it. But he came over with some folks. They saw what these people was doing. You hear me? They saw what they was doing. They decided to basically kill off all these people. You know what I'm saying? Kill off all these people, these villages, and take their shit. They thought that what they was doing was demonic, was evil, even though it really wasn't. This is just people giving thanks for Romulus and Remus coming back and taking the old king out and having new kings there and them actually being prosperous and able to do the things that they want to do and that they need to do. This person came on in, had them folks killed, child, took them all out, then decided to flip it and reverse it with a wonderful Lupercalia. And they still wanted to kind of hold on to some of the love aspect, because that's what it was about. Lupercalia really was about love and growth and prosperity amongst the people and people coming together and just having a good time. But again, they see people running around that's all bloody and stuff, being whipped with goat skin and all these things, and they're like, oh no, this right here got to be evil. So they flipped it and reversed it and decided to basically turn it into what we are celebrating today, where it is about love. The reason why red is definitely a color of this day is because of the blood. And then they threw in some sweets and some chocolate and shit like that. But again, as you know, around this time, a lot of people be having them little relations and they be making them little Scorpios. So even though they flipped and reversed it and did what the fuck they did, they still had to keep some of the real shit up in there, because, you know, people like me was going to go look for it, y'all. I couldn't take their word for it no more. I said, who is Valentine? Who is he? Who is that? I got to figure this shit out. But yeah, child, that's what they did. And I hope you understand the reason now why they call it what they call it, because that's what it is and that's what it's going to be. Happy Lupercalia, baby.